Continuing our reading in Poppy's Return by Avi, today is two chapters, chapter 29 and chapter 30. Chapter 29, Poppy Tries to Plan. Poppy plodded slowly back to Gray House. The bulldozer was a monster, a gigantic monster, and it would be driven by unapproachable humans. It was simply unstoppable. It didn't lift Poppy's spirits that as she walked along among the mice, more than one called, "Hey, Poppy, have you figured out what you're going to do yet?" Or, "Just tell us what to do, Poppy, we'll do it." Or, "Come up with something quick, Poppy, that thing's coming over soon." When she climbed the steps into Gray House, Sweet Cicely was waiting. "Poppy, you've made your father so happy." Poppy blinked. "Have I?" "Naming your son Lungwort. It made Papa feel so good. You were just teasing me about having named him Ragweed, weren't you?" "Well, Mama, actually—" "I'm so gullible, I know," said Sweet Cicely with a giggle. "But if we can make you all laugh, particularly at times like these, I suppose it's perfectly fine." She brushed her ears nervously. "Mama, I don't think—" "Poppy!" Poppy stopped mid-sentence and turned. Lily was vigorously shaking her head. "I think it was nice of you to name your youngster after Papa, too," said Lily, gazing sternly at her sister. She drew Poppy away from Sweet Cicely. "But Lily," Poppy protested, "you know—" "Never mind," said Lily. "Papa wants to speak to you." "Lily," Poppy insisted as they went toward the old boot, "Junior's name is Ragweed. I don't know who told Papa his name was Lungwort, but it was a clever thing to do." "Junior told him," said Poppy. "Then he's a lot smarter than I thought." Poppy stopped walking. "Poppy, Papa is waiting for you. He can wait a moment longer." "You sound just like Junior." "Lily, I have no idea what to do about the bulldozer." "You really don't?" Poppy shook her head. "Instead of worrying about me, what you should be doing is putting your mind to it," she said as she stepped behind the plaid curtain into the boot. "Is that you, Poppy?" called Lungwort as she hurried down to the dim toe. "Yes, Papa." "Did you bring young Lungwort?" "No, Papa." That's a fine young mouse you have there. Very fine. As for his painting himself red and that smell, that's only youthful foolishness. My advice is to pay it no mind. The truth is, he reminds me of some of the things I did when I was his age." "So he said. Things I never heard about." Lungwort coughed. "It's a grandparents, not parents, who are allowed to tell the truth. But never mind all that. Have you worked out a plan about the bulldozer?" "No, Papa." The old mouse leaned toward his daughter and lowered his voice. "Poppy, you don't seem to understand. It's urgent." "Papa, I can't think of anything." "But that's why I sent for you." "Then I suggest you make a plan for when they do knock down the house. Move to new house. At least everyone would be safe." "Never! I won't accept such an outcome," cried Lungwort. "Since Gray House must remain, I will remain with it. As for being safe somewhere else, a captain goes down with his ship. If the house goes down, I intend to go down with it." "Papa?" "Bobby, do you wish to be responsible for my death?" "That's ridiculous," said Poppy, and she turned to go. There's one more thing," Lungwort called. "Yes, Papa?" said a tired Poppy. Your son told me that you become friends with a porcupine." "His name is Aerith. He's a wonderful friend." That speaks poorly of you. I didn't raise you up to be like that, to like porcupines. They are not to be trusted. They are destructive creatures. They eat mice." "Nonsense. Porcupines do not eat mice or any other creature. Aerith eats tree bark and, if he can find it, salt. And Papa, Aerith wouldn't hurt a fly. Oh, it's you who are mistaken, insisted Lungwort. Don't you dare bring him here. I wish I could. Unfortunately, I already told him not to come. I shall hold you to that, said Lungwort, collapsing into a coughing fit. Tell Lily I'm out of pine seeds. Poppy, unable to think of anything more left to say, left the boot. It's time to go home, she decided. Chapter 30, an email to bulldozerdriver@text.com. Subject, Old Lamont Farmhouse. Thanks for your report about the old Lamont place. Sounds like an easy job. I suggest you go right back and knock it down today. Just make sure you crush it into small enough bits so it can be hauled away easily. Thanks, the Derrida Deconstruction Company. And that's the end of chapter 29 and 30.